Yes, this was from a quite recent show match of Melkor vs Vinchester on Arena with an I. And I picked this map in, I picked this game specifically because I saw some really impressive play where Vinch went smush against Tunes and won with it. And he had really solid reasoning behind why. I'd say when I interviewed Vinch, it was amazing. He had such great insight into every decision. And he made such small decisions that had really nice impacts. Like one game he cancelled the on-draw upgrade and said to get Seed Ram instead. And it worked out perfectly for him gold-wise to make Seed Ram instead. He was basically just bleeding out complete map control as he took it back with trash. It was just amazing games. Anyway. This game we have Melkor over here. No we don't, we have Melkor over here. His map is looking pretty abominable. I personally would call Re on this map. Main goal not that safe, it's okay, but yeah, not that safe. No other safe golds. It's safe stone, safe main stone. And he can delete this wall pretty much anywhere in wall here. Or he could just delete this wall and put one single tile wall here and he could have quite a little bit of extra map, but a really secure second stone as well. As Tunes, maybe you don't really want that stone, but you know, it might be useful if you want to go like Crenellation defense. But you know, Incas, they don't have bomber cannons, not a big problem. They have siege rams. So you know, maybe you don't want to be doing that. And a little bit of access to gold. You won't find anything ranged, but I guess if he's going melee units like Eagles, you might be able to get away with it. So not a great map. Vinch over here, map is not looking so great either. Nice safe main stone. Main gold is pretty trash. His second gold is way out here and over here, so both outside and pretty much on his forward face, so that's not good for him. Second stone out there as well. He does have double berries, which is nice. Overall, I'm okay with this. I mean, it's just not a great map, but both players are pretty equal on bad maps. Both players also have 4 inside deer. And that works out quite well. So we have Teutons vs Incas. Teutons can do many strategies. They can smush. They can boom to a lot of things. They have, for example, in the 1v1, not Paladin, not too common, but Cavalier, very common. And also it's very strong against Meso Civs, because, you know, unless they're going something like Halberdier plus Ram right away, which, you know, it's not that intuitive against Teutons, then they're actually going to struggle against you if you do open with Cavalier. You have a great boom, so Cavalier is quite a good option. You have Crenellation's Castles, you have Siege Onger, you have not Siege Ram, but Cav Ram is fine. You have Bomber Cannon, you have Hand Cannoneer, you have both sets of Gunpowder of course. You have Champion. You have lots of options as Teutons actually. They're a very strong civilization. And being slow, having slow options is not that big of a problem on Arena. Very strong civ, and also their monk bonus is really strong. Although you don't want to be smushing against a Meso Civ. I'll explain that in a second. Over here we have Vinchester. So Incas, what can Incas do? Incas have the almighty Kamayuk. If you play team games, you will know how strong Inca Pocket could be, because unless they're against Hand Cannoneers, Kamayuks are one of the most unstoppable units. It's like going against Khmer Elephants without halberdiers. It's crazy. But yeah, Tunes do have Cannoneers, so they're probably not going to be that common. They're also not common in 1v1s just because of how expensive they are and how hard they are to get up and running. But if you do, then, you know, all the more credit to you. Eagles very good against Pierce, but not particularly interesting against Tunes. Tunes are not going to have a problem with that. Eagles are still a really good counter to monks though. That's why you don't smush Meso Civs. Eagle scouts, just like normal scouts, do counter monks. But at the same time, you can't just make an easy counter to eagles. For example, if someone makes scouts to counter your monks, you can make something like spears. Spears are nice and cheap and easy to mix in, but there's no easy and cheap option to counter eagles. So that's why you don't smush a Meso Civ. Other Inca options, they do have Arbalast. Their Arbalast is quite nice. They have Slingers, which is amazing against all infantry. Incas really are a really good civ for that. Their boom is not the best, they have a reasonable boom, you know, slightly better than average. But nothing that amazing. Quick look at the rest of their type tree. They do have Razor. I'm looking at tunes, aren't I? Yep. I was wondering what was going on there. They're missing cavalry armor upgrades, but they have a full blacksmith otherwise. Siege engineers, yep. Obviously no bomber tower. I didn't know they're missing architecture, but I usually just get masonry in games. Economy upgrade wise, I'm missing 2-man saw. Again, not that interesting. Monks, their monks are kind of okay-ish, but they're not good against tunes. Of course, no atonement. They're not good against most monk civs in that case. But if you're VS a civ that doesn't have atonement, it's fine to smush them. If you don't have an atonement civ yourself, like if you're Khmer. Khmer have great eco bonuses and they can smush very, very well. And they don't have atonement, but only if you're VS a civ that doesn't have atonement back, so yeah. Aside from that, nothing all too interesting. They do have their own champs and helps fully upgraded, of course. Their Eagle Warriors are really good against Pierce. Not that interesting in here, but still a good unit. Still might be worth making elite Eagles at some point. Arbalast, of course. Arbalast being a very good counter to Hand Cannoneer. So that's a really nice thing to back up if you're Incas. You could go Eagles, Arbalast maybe. Or maybe Halbs and Arbalast if you need something a little bit cheaper, because you might be against something like Cavalier in that case. Vinchester doing a 27+2, Melkor over here probably doing a 28+2 as per usual. Oh, ouch. That mining camp is pretty abysmal. But then again, the gold itself is pretty bad. Melkor going to probably go scouts, he has Teutons and he has VS Incas, so he might go like Cav even. Something I really like about Meso civs is the Melkor strategy with them anyway. Oh, Vinch double sheeping. Ah well, it's not the end of the world. Is he healing his eagle? Yeah, I noticed Vinch doing this quite a bit. Even if his boars are nice and safe and inside, he still lures them with the scout, even if it's a normal scout that he can't heal inside his TC. I find that one a little bit unusual. Either way, 27+2 coming here from Vinch. So Vinch's reasoning is that if you're VS Teutons, you can smush them as a Meso civ, like Aztecs or Incas, not mines of course. And the reason is because Teutons can't fight back because you have eagles. It's not a good idea for them to make monks to fight your monks, so they're pretty much like an average-ish civ. If you're like a normal civ, of course Teutons make their own monks, convert your monks, you can't convert theirs. But if you make your own monks, you're against eagles, you lose your monks, easy win. Teutons don't have light cavalry, they only have scouts, and I said light cavalry earlier, I made a stupid mistake. But yeah, so you can't just make light cavalry like a normal civ would to prevent a smush from a Meso civ. Really, really strong. So against Teutons specifically, that's kind of what what's going on with that one. So that was a great reasoning from Vinch, very, very intelligent. And that's why this makes it on one of the Game of the Year spots. I wanted to have the we won this tournament game from Metal, but I couldn't get the Times Arena Whole Kingdoms mod to work. No one can apparently. It's a bit broken. Even though I played in it. I'm more for supporting Ireland in this one. Closer to home for me. Melkor not adding any additional scouts, smart enough. Lots of gold here from Vinch. As I was saying, something I like about Meso civs, not as much mines, is that if you go Eagle Warriors, they're a lot stronger than going scouts, but an Eagle Scout in Castle Age VS a light cavalry, no upgrades, just light cavalry. The Eagle Scout will still win, so they're incredibly strong to take map control with. If you're Aztecs, that is amazing because then you could just go pick up the relics. Take map control, pick up the relics, you then have the bonus, which of course gives you a lot more gold per relic. Then you've got some monks, Aztec monks in fact, and a bunch of eagles. You could just make a forward siege workshop and you could put on pressure for nothing. Because you have all these free units now that you're using to get the relics, which gives you a big advantage anyway. Double monastery coming up here from Vinch. And the TC on the secondaries. It's quite common to TC secondaries because obviously you don't then need to make farms, you're saving on a lot of wood villagers. It's not that much slower. We have 2 scouts from Melkor, Sante coming out right away. Let's take a quick look at his scouting here. He does see 1 monastery. He sees TC as well. Does he know that Vinch is going to do anything other than just try and get the relics though? That's the question. Melkor adding 1 TC over here pretty late, definitely noticeably behind Vinch. Both players such bad bases though, I would probably 2 TC for both of them. Whoever gets the map control can easily win this game. As I said, I'm not the best with time, so I need to speed this one up a little bit. Melkor does have his scouts, but no light cavalry. Of course he can't get the light cavalry upgrade his students. Is he going to get foraging? No, apparently not. This is a really bad move to try and grab a forward monk like that. You can easily lose your own scout. Such a free snipe. Either way, no players with any relics in now. Melkor adding a knight, of course, Tune Knight. This point in the game right here, I remember this one specifically from the stream. If Vinch lost these monks here, then this would have been really insane. But he managed to convert 3 scouts, which is really good luck. With these 3 scouts, he now takes full map control, and he has basically all relics to himself. Melkor losing his monk there that was carrying that 1 relic. So now he has a monastery, he's adding a monk for some reason. But all these units, 11 military from Vinch, a lot of them being monks. Monks, scouts, he doesn't have a barracks yet, he has 3 TCs now. Both players are on 3 TCs, Vinch ahead in 3 villagers, which is not that significant considering. But Vinch is just pulling in all the relics, which puts him at a much bigger advantage. The question is now what? Everything here just being healed by the monks. No one actually wants to take any engagements anymore, just attack for a bit then go back and heal. This reminds me of 1600 HD play. Is Melkor going to get a relic? I don't know, but we're at 4-1 on the moment by the looks of it. Yeah, it looks like he's going to get it. So here comes the siege. Melkor getting gold mining. No military balance being added, but it does have a castle, so maybe he wants to get something like a... Why does he have 0 stone? Oh well, that village is going to be trapped forever. Getting himself a market, his resource wise looks like he wants to sell, you know, a little bit of wood, maybe a little bit of stone just so he can click up. Spear's being added by Vinch. Vinch already clicked up the imp though. And Incas do have reasonable imp monk text block printing, I think. Yeah, I think the full imp monk tech tree. So atonement monks coming in from Melkor and man-at-arms at the same time, so weird. This is what I'm saying, you can't yes, a meso civ, it's just really hard to beat eagle scouts if you want to protect your monks. Whereas if you're VS normal civ, it's easy to add in spears. But going like longsword or something, it's just insane. This forward castle coming up from Vinch really cements the position, especially if this is the only military that Melkor has. Melkor doesn't... Does he have a siege workshop? No, he doesn't. Without one, he's just so far behind in everything, and now Vinch is about to hit imp. When he does, what's Melkor going to do? He's going to try and mass some units, but it looks a bit longswords. I mean, it's not the worst decision, I guess. but I reckon they're just gonna get converted. Vinch getting Arson, Iron Casting, Blood Printing, Illumination. Okay, Illumination is the one I was looking out for. Blood Printing is very good monk tech, but I'm a very big fan of having Illumination at the same time. It can really help you out win a lot of quick fights very quickly. Melkor over here, walling in this area. A little bit of a crazy wall just to get that gold, but if he loses a villager here... No, he doesn't. Vinch doesn't notice. Traps coming in. Longswords being masked, no attack upgrades. It's not a good idea to not have attack upgrades. Now what? Vinch getting Halberdier in case he's expecting Cavalier, he sees the stable. I guess maybe that made him think that he was going to go Cavalier. Even though that, of course he isn't going to be going Cav, because he made the stable to make skips early on. So his TC is going to go down. These 4 monks plus these longswords, they're going to be enough to deal with anything. I mean, these eagles alone are almost going to be strong enough to actually take on the longswords, even though they're countered. 200 swordsmen coming in though, I like that move. Good idea. Melkor just doesn't have any map control and there's no resources this side of the map. This is the only area he can expand out into. And what's he going to do? Just like mine to take wood and make farms to go trash? Sending some knights around here, trying to snipe something around the edge there. He's getting champion, no attack upgrades still. One of these villagers did get converted and Vinch is using a couple of slingers to cause some issues over here. Slingers are just going to demolish 200 swordsmen. The only good thing would be if Melkor could convert some slingers, then he'd be able to do something about the eagles quite easily. Vinch is going out to get some extra resources. I mean, economy wise, you know, Melkor's a little bit ahead, he's 6 villages ahead, but he's up so much later to him. There's very little he could do, especially since he can make I was going to say he can't really afford some champions, but he can definitely afford to make more than he currently is making. I don't know what he's saving up for. It's not chemistry, it's not siege. I mean, he already researched Onager, almost. Well, at least he got a loom. Someone decided to buy it. Out here he already got raided though. Lost some of his villager advantage. Still missing forging, Oof. This is a pretty game turning fight. How did these monks die so easily just off to the side? And Onager as well. That's pretty unfortunate, but I think that's obviously saying the game here. There's nothing Melkor could do unless he had like triple monsters. I just made enough monks to like slowly start converting this amount of Kamukes and occasional slinger. But yeah, that's pretty GG. That's a really nice unstoppable force coming from Vinch. And most of it was just because he gained map control by going double monastery monks against Teutons, which, as I said, sounds stupid, but it's a very smart decision. Is that meta changing? Maybe. I would think it could be. Quick look at the achievements. Similar villager high, 105, 104, although Melkor did lose 10 villagers when he tried to add a TC outside for some more farming. Of course he needed that to make champions, he could still sell some other stuff, but at my level and the small amount of better players, you don't really lose to going aggressive as much anymore. Usually full defensive play, maybe 2TC play more common now. Everything's like just go scouts and then boom behind it or something like that. Melkor strat's of course always working. I mean, he is kind of the best arena player when he's playing at his peak of all time, so can't really follow strategy because it's just a great idea to begin with, but it's rarely the best to be executed. If Stefan had Melkor's macro though, I think they would definitely be good contenders. But I would say booming, you could win more. Aggression in WK just isn't quite there. Nothing too interesting. How much gold? Yeah, it's a lot of extra relic gold. 1.3k more relic gold. Considering both players actually didn't make, you know, that different an investment for it. Double Monster Monk against Teutons, it's such a good idea. Faster times for everything, but the imp time is pretty key here. I don't remember what game 3 was. Let's give it a go. It's that one. This is Metal vs Dark. This was Arena Invitational. I believe this was round 1. And my spectator overlay decided to fuck off again. Jesus fucking Christ. This happens way too often to me. The most annoying bug.